Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Monday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Monday morning. Hey Jesse, how's it going? I hope everyone got their respective beverage. As we, honestly, today it's gonna be pretty chill. There's not much, there's not much variance in terms of news and politics. I think that because of the holiday, the news has been a little bit slow, but we do have some things to talk about. Later in the program, we'll have a special appearance hopefully this whole week with the co-host, as she is in summer vacation, which is awesome. I wish every company did that. I wish every company gave like a specific summer and winter vacation where you would be off for that week or whatnot. That would be pretty cool. So yes, the co-host will make a special appearance at some point. Maybe about 20 to 30 minutes, so hey, that's cool. A couple of things to go over just to give more updates as to what is going on. Oh, hold on. Cat wants to leave. She never wants to stay in here more than a few minutes. So we got a couple of updates with what's been happening at the Surfside collapse. I think as of right now, the official toll is at 24. And the good news is that they did find 2 cats, despite them saying they did 3 sweeps and said they found no animals in those quote-unquote sweeps. On Saturday, they were able to find 2 cats, so that's good. And on Sunday, they detonated the building, the remainder of it. Hey Memmius, did they find Coco the cat? No. No. I think Coco's Coco's owner was trying to pause the demolition, but the judge did not rule in Coco's owner's favor. So unfortunately, Coco the cat is still missing as far as I know. Alright, so let's start going over some of these articles here. Bummer, hope you had a good weekend otherwise. Yeah, we had a pretty chill weekend so far. I'm glad that today we have a day off, and tomorrow I took an extra day off to make it a super duper long weekend. So it's not just a regular long weekend. I got a super duper long weekend. Only to find out that my co-host has like an entire summer vacation week. So mostly what we did was just hang out. I grabbed a couple of things for the garden, which I have to replant. So this story, hold on. I don't think I've told this story. The other night, I came back home. Well, we came back home. I think we were at the parents', and we noticed that one of our plants is on the floor, pot destroyed, and it's just like all in pieces everywhere on the floor. So immediately we kind of like brushed the pieces up a little bit, at least put them all in the same location. And then we hear rustling in the bushes, and as we tried to search for it, it turns out it was a iguana. It was an iguana that apparently had found its way up to that little tray area where we have some of the plants. I guess thought it could stand on the little bougainvillea like bonsai tree, the little bougainvillea bonsai that we have. It could not. It must have took a tumble and then ran into the bushes. It probably was more scared. Well, wild. They're a invasive species here. They're all over the place. So we found out where he was, and technically what you're supposed to do, because they're so destructive to the ecosystem, you're technically supposed to humanely dispatch them. Well, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I ended up grabbing him. Me and my girlfriend ended up grabbing him with a net, with a fishing net, and a pool net, and just kind of like putting him over there. That dude was so scared. That poor iguana was so scared. But yeah, so that's why I had to go to grab some stuff for the garden, which I'm going to fix up today. because one of the pots is broken. One of our the bougie bonsai plant needs to be repotted. And yeah. And here I was blaming the cat in my mind. No, the cat is inside. The cat is inside. They even have bounties on iguanas in Florida. Oh, in South Florida, they're incredibly invasive. In South Florida? They're incredibly invasive. I think that they're so invasive, if I remember correctly, they can't even sell them, I think, as pets anymore. Because people keep letting them go. Hey, KTS. Yep, here we are. The rule currently allows for current tegu and green iguana pet owners to keep their animals with a no-cost permit requiring compliance of new regulations, but they will not be able to replace the animal once it dies. In other words, once they like, that's it. Whatever pet you have in terms of iguanas and other invasive species like tegus, that's it. You can't have any more. You can't buy them. I keep forgetting all about all the animals in Florida they can legally kill. I'd hate to witness it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Even though it's like even though technically it's the thing you're supposed to do, I couldn't do it. Non-native reptiles have long been considered risks to Florida's ecology, economy, and resident health and safety. Yeah, like the iguanas that we have here have literally destroyed the entire well, first of all, they've destroyed our garden more than once. But we have a large like bougainvillea bush that's like outside the complex, and they have completely destroyed a large section of it. Yeah, so in Florida, the FWC is banned the importation, breeding, or possession of 16 of the most damaging non-invasive species, including the green iguana, the Argentine black and white tegu, and the Burmese python, which was a massive problem too. Other species include Nile monitor lizards, which who would have a monitor lizard, scrub pythons, and green anacondas. Aren't some Florida gators invasive too? No. Not that I know of. I think Florida has alligators, native crocodile, and I think that's it. So yeah, the TLDR is that's the reason why I went to go grab extra pots, and after stream I'm gonna do some gardening, and hopefully put back my little bonsai back in its place. Alright, so let's continue on with the latest updates. Search and rescue Search back on rest of South Florida condo demolished. Rescuers were given the all-clear to resume working for victims at a collapsed Florida condo building after demolition crews set off a string of explosives that brought down the rest of the last of the building in a pluming dust. So all of the Surfside building, the Champlain Towers, are pretty much gone. Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava told the Associated Press the demolition went exactly as planned. Yeah, here's the thing though. The more I read about this, and the more I've been kind of keeping up with this story, because it's a South Florida story. Oops. It's a South Florida story. I mean, I don't live there, but kind of. It's it's been a story that all of South Florida has been following. And the more I look at it, and in fact, me and my girlfriend were talking about this. It seems like all of this effort, the search and rescue efforts, have been the official response has been completely botched, and from beginning to end. From beginning to end, it seems like... Oops. From beginning to end, it seems like they botched the whole thing. And it's really quite frustrating. I mean, from the beginning, they... first of all, there were international crews that came. From Israel and Mexico. And these crews are specialized for these exact situations. There are specialized search and rescue teams. In fact, the Mexican crew is internationally renowned for these operations. And they didn't let them do their job. They didn't let them. They were benched for most of the time. They were benched for most of the time. They said that they couldn't hear anybody, but there was a woman who was screaming for several hours, as far as we know, and they couldn't get to her in time. They said they scanned the area 3 times for pets. And yet Saturday, and they said they found no pets, nothing. No pets. And Saturday morning, I think, they saw 2 cats hanging out. Like they were able to get 2 cats out of there. Did nobody bother to maybe consider the fact that the pets were incredibly scared and probably hiding? So a quick search with the just naked eye, or using a overhead drone or anything like that, you're not gonna see them, obviously. Yeah, there's several red flags, Memmius. Several red flags. I'm just glad I don't live in Australia. Kangaroos freak me out. Well, kangaroos are chill. Yeah, so lots of questions after the bakery. The bakery is next door. Go for it, Memmius. Grab some coffee and grab some pastries. Yeah, so lots of red flags there. It's been really frustrating how botched the search and rescue has been. And sometimes they wouldn't even allow rescuers to go in for safety precaution. And I understand that, but a lot of these teams, especially the Mexican team, is they specialize in this. They've gone all over the world to do these type of search and rescue operations. Why are you benching them? If I remember correctly, the Israeli team was benched for 4 days. If there are potential survivors, why did you bench why did you bench uh, um, people who could possibly help? What is the concern here? You wasted precious time. More than likely, anyone who might have been a survivor is probably not going to, because of the lack of decision making. And these search and rescue teams, even the local search and rescue, were asking to just be allowed to go in, especially when they were trying to get the pets. They were asking. There was a police officer, a firefighter, or several of them who were trying to just go, and they wouldn't let them. Whoever is running this, I don't know if it's the local city officials. I don't know if it's like the high command of search and rescue of like the county fire and rescue. I don't know who's running this, but whoever is completely botched it. Completely botched it, and unfortunately that means any survivors are probably not alive, and any pets, I mean, they demolished the building, so it's been crazy in terms of like how from beginning to end this story is very tragic, from lack of awareness to inaction to possibly I think there was a possibility of maybe some skirting of responsibilities here. The people who live there voting down, repairs because it's too expensive, to the culmination of this collapsing to the botched search and rescue efforts from beginning to end. Hey Memo, how's it going? Crews immediately began clearing some of the new debris so rescuers could start making their way into parts of the underground garage that is of particular interest. Once there, they're hoping to get a clear picture of the voids that exist in the rubble as they search for 121 people believed to be trapped under the fallen wing of the Champlain Tower South in Surfside that collapsed on June 24th. Yeah, most of those people are probably like whoever was there. I would be very surprised. It is highly unlikely that at this point we're like gonna find survivors. I guess it's possible, but it's highly unlikely. Hope this July 4th morning is treating you well. Yeah, we're hanging out. We're doing chill. We're doing a chill session here. Just trying to get through some of the headlines. There isn't much variety in terms of like different headlines. But the co-host may join us halfway through the stream or something. I'm just glad to have a day off. 2 days off. Did you hear about the plane crash in the Philippines? Yes, Java Bolt. I believe, as far as I can remember from the glancing, I think unfortunately there's about 50 people who passed. 50 people who died. No one has been rescued alive since the first hours of the collapse on Sunday. Miami-Dade police identified David Epstein as one of the 24 people known to have perished in the falling tower. His remains were recovered Friday. Yeah, so as I said, the death count right now, the official count is 24. I suspect it's probably going to be over 100. Some residents had pleaded to return to their homes one last time before the demolition to retrieve belongings left in haste, but were denied. I don't understand this. Others were warning about pets left behind, which this breaks my heart. Even though officials say they found no signs of animals after making 3 final sweeps, including use of drones to peer into the abandoned structure. Yeah, because they're probably hiding. And not only that, like, 2 cats were rescued on Saturday. So, I don't know, maybe those cats were able to get out, but we understand that families realize at the time, the fact that time has gone by, they realize that chances are growing all dimmer. Yeah, it's been over 2 weeks at this point. Or almost 2 weeks, I think, right? It's been about a week and a half-ish. It's very unlikely that you will find survivors. It's possible, but I suspect they won't. The mayor said also, the teams are working to save any personal items they can. We've been asking them to go ahead and catalog all of their precious belongings so that as soon as they're recovered, we'll be able to make a match. That's also like an incredibly difficult thing to do. How do you know whose belongings are what? What if they have like similar, I don't know. What if like people have like, I don't know. Hey, I'm missing a MacBook, I don't know, Pro? Is it Pro? I'm missing a MacBook Pro, and like there's like 3 of them that show up. I don't know. And the cherry on top of this whole search and rescue operation, or this whole tragedy, Tropical Storm Elsa is also presenting itself a factor here. Tropical Storm Elsa added urgency to the demolition plans, with forecasts suggesting the system could bring strong winds. President Biden had declared a state of emergency in Florida because of the storm, making federal aid possible. Yeah, because even though that the tropical storm isn't going to hit these areas directly, nowhere near on the East Coast. I think most of it is on the west, as far as I can tell. However, when it was still up, the remaining structure of the Champlain Towers were already completely compromised, and even those strong gusts of wind could potentially blow it over. And the problem with that is they wouldn't have control of the direction of how that would go down, which could potentially create a lot of safety hazards and stuff like that. It could create more problems, so they had to speed up the demolition of the rest of this building. Let it blow. Which, let's take a look here. Most likely, it's not going to affect Florida that much. I think most of it is going to be on the west coast. I haven't seen that stupid movie. The tail end will be hitting my home. Oh, shoot. I didn't know you were here, Mamius. Hopefully whoever assessed the building as safe prior to the collapse faces justice. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of players involved, Java Bolt, but certainly whoever certainly deemed this building safe, or whoever signed off on any of these inspections, or whoever voted, I have a feeling there's a few people that are that are going to share blame here. But yes, you are correct. I think that there was we were watching this very knowledgeable guy go over these plans and go over the 2018 report, and whoever signed off saying that, well, there's no technically really anything, like there's no sense of urgency, and including saying things like, well, it's fine for now. Anyone who was engaged in this downplaying, or who made decisions, or who signed off on any of this, will or should face justice, but you know, that is yet to be seen. Oh yeah, Memo, I'm completely on the other side. I'm not gonna. There's not. The worst that's gonna happen here is another like South Florida rainy day or like stormy day. It's most likely what's gonna happen. You're in the tip, not the shaft. Yes, I'm in South. I'm in. You see, you see that little. Oh, my cursor isn't on. Here, properties. Hey. Okay. So you see this little lake up here? That is Lake Okeechobee, and I am south of that entire area. The worst that's gonna happen, honestly, the worst that's gonna happen is we'll just get a lot of rain. Maybe some gusts of wind. Maybe some gusts of wind, but I don't think it's gonna be more than any really bad storm that we were used to. The tail end will hit Nova Scotia, Canada. That's where I am. Oh, I see. Here. At the last... up here. But, if it does reach you, it's probably just gonna be, a small storm. Probably the same effect as here. Just a lot of rain. Just a lot of rain, some wind. So yeah, to add to the whole thing, this is also playing into it. So unfortunately, they had to demolish the building. Java Bolt, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, it does feel like 90s GeoCities. That's right. Unfortunately, this is coming. This is coming to an end. I'm pretty sure that at this point, we're just doing recovery.
The mayor of Miami-Dade made the call to take down the rest of the building as Tropical Storm Elsa approaches this structure unstable.
There it goes.
As of today, rescuers have recovered the remains of 24 people. Meanwhile, about over 100 remain missing.
Yeah. And that's so far all we have left, yeah. They didn't let people get their stuff. Lamau, no. No. They didn't let people go back even when it was a little bit, I don't want to say safe, but a little bit safer-ish. They didn't let people go back when it was a little bit safer. Not even for their pets, Memo. As I was saying earlier, that's like super horrifying because, well, I mean, it's kind of obvious that maybe some of them are still stuck there. It's obvious that maybe some of them are still stuck there. And as I was saying earlier, Memo, the thing that really made me, frustrates me is that they said that they swept for pets before demolishing the building. They said they did it 3 times and didn't even find any. Yeah, because they're hiding. What do you think animals do when they're scared? They said they didn't see anybody, any pets, and yet on Saturday morning they got 2 cats out. Are you sure? Are you sure that you did a sweep for pets? My cat wouldn't come out for anyone but me. Yeah, because they're, especially during these situations, I'm pretty sure that like these pets would be scared and just hiding, right? They would be hiding under the bed or hiding in little areas where they feel safe. Yeah. I feel bad for these poor animals. Like what about the ones that were stuck behind? Who knows? So I actually didn't get to see this. So we'll try to get through this, yeah?
Of hope, remembrance, and resolve, of a day of history, of hope, remembrance, and resolve.
Administration's push to promote COVID vaccines and his goal to get America back to normal. Let's listen.
All right.
A sacred day in our country, a day of history, of hope, remembrance, and resolve, of promise and possibilities. Before me stands monument to the greatest and the goodness of our nation, monuments of light and liberty. There's a towering memorial to George Washington, the general who led our revolution, and the president who set our nation on its course. There's a memorial to Thomas Jefferson, whose words about liberty and equality literally changed the world. And across the tidal basin, from the Jefferson Memorial, there stands Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his arms crossed, his eyes fixed ahead toward the promised land where equality is not only an aspiration, but a reality. They help define who we are, guide what we do, remind us of the work that history has given us in our own time. This year, the 4th of July is a day of special celebration, for we are emerging from the darkness of years, a year of pandemic and isolation,
Yeah,
a year
platitudes.
of pain, fear, and heartbreaking loss. Just think back to where this nation was a year ago. Think back to where you were a year ago. And think about how far we've come. From silent streets to crowded parade routes lined with people waving American flags. From empty stadiums and arenas to fans back in their seats cheering together again. From families pressing hands against a window to grandparents hugging their...
So a little bit of updates. Co-host is currently getting ready, and we're gonna see if we can take a quick IRL detour into her chicken coop, chicken coop, and check out the little chickens. So let's see if she's able to go out there. Super poggers. I think she's got 1 or 2 roosters and a few hens. So we're gonna see if she's able to do it.
their grandchildren once again. We're back traveling again. We're back seeing one another again. Businesses are opening and hiring again. We're seeing record job creation and record economic growth. The best in 4 decades, and I might add, the best in the world.
Okay, but
Today, all across this nation,
Dr.
we can say with
Heemdout coming in with a party of 61? 61? My goodness. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Howdy, howdy, Heemers. Good morning. Dragon Tamer, Digital Bean, how's it going? Proxy Echoes, how's it going? We want to learn about chicken farms. Alright, well, if you hang tight, hopefully we can get the co-host here. And hopefully we'll get the co-host here and be able to and do a little IRL detour. Potato Band Plug, how's it going? Everybody, for those that haven't already checked out Dr. Heemdout, I highly recommend you go check them out. They are a phenomenal streamer. They are a phenomenal streamer, fastest growing beard on Twitch, so I suggest you guys go check them out. Thank you for the follow, Proxy. I come to learn how many native children graves found in Canada today. Today? Yikes. I think the last time I checked was 1,500. Play the video, Revolt Rides, loves Biden. The last time I checked was 1,500. Very dark stuff. Very dark stuff. Okay, so a couple minutes. Just a couple of minutes. And we will get a IRL look into the chicken coop / chicken farm. Just a couple of minutes, so we'll keep going over this. Yet ignored. Yep, that's true. I did two articles on this. Oh shoot. I did 2 articles on this. This is what happens when Margaret Stanger does public education. Who's Margaret Stanger? They have been asking the variations of that same question for a while. What? Alright, come on, chat. Come on, chat. Let's be chill. It'll only start considering a prompted investigation to the U.S. boarding schools. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna, what they're gonna do here. I know that for sure. They're gonna have to do like a complete wide, countrywide, investigation of like all the boarding schools in Canada, I imagine, yeah? Which should kick off an investigation here, I imagine.
confidence. America is coming back together. 245 years ago,
Yikes,
we declared
Proxy.
our independence from a distant king. Today, we are closer than ever to declaring our independence from a deadly virus. That's not to say the battle against COVID-19 is over. We've got a lot more work to do. But just as our declaration in 1776 was not a call to action, not a reason for complacency or a claim of victory. It was a call to action. The same is true today. Back then, we had the power of an idea on our side. Today, we have the power of science.
What? Wait.
Thanks to our heroic vaccine effort, we've gained the upper hand against this virus.
Okay. Anyways, so really quick on that topic. Who brought it up? Was it you, Digital Bean? Yes. Okay. So, Digital Bean, have you checked out Lost Zoo? They oh Jesus, hold on. Here we go. They would probably be able to give you like even more of a first-hand account as Lost Zoo, I believe, was actually in one of these boarding schools. So if you want like an actual first-hand account, oh yes, I'm a follower. Oh, there you go. Yes, I highly everybody here, if you guys want to know even more on the subject from first-hand, unfortunately first-hand experience, I would recommend you speak to them, and they'll be able to seriously provide you that perspective.
We can live our lives. Our kids can go back to school. Our economy is roaring back. Don't get me wrong. COVID-19 has not been vanquished. We all know
Our economy has been roaring back. For who?
powerful variants have emerged, like the Delta variant. But the best defense against these variants is to get vaccinated.
That's true.
My fellow Americans, it's the most patriotic thing you can do. So please, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, do it. Do it now. For yourself, for your loved ones, for your community, and for your country. You know, that's how we're going to stay ahead of these variants and protect the hard-won progress we've made. We never again want to be where we were a year ago today. So today, while the virus hasn't been vanquished, we know this. It no longer controls our lives. It no longer paralyzes our nation. And it's within our power to make sure it never does again. And for that, we can thank the scientists and researchers, the educators, and all.
Yeah, so I think the TLDR of this is just get vaccinated, folks. We don't want to throw away all the hard work that we've done to try to create and try to take a and try to take ahead of this get ahead of this pandemic. Wait, are we seriously disputing reality? Biden was accused of saying it was a hoax too by the same person? Wait, Biden has never said these things. You probably also believe that Trump told you to drink bleach? What? Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? He didn't say... Listen. He didn't say specifically, go drink bleach. He didn't say specifically, go drink bleach. He just suggested the idea of maybe, perhaps, we should try to kind of maybe see if it's possible to inject bleach or whatever it is that he said. And then inject bleach, right? Those were his words. And then, wow, amazingly, amazingly, there was an uptick of 911 calls regarding bleach ingestions. Wow, amazing. It's not, he didn't say directly. The problem is, when you're in a position of authority, when you're in a position of authority, what you say and how you say it matters. That was a nice way of saying it. Not wasting effort to get ahead. Wouldn't have said it better. Yeah, Trump said a litany of embarrassingly stupid things. Yeah, worst of all, incorrect stuff. Hey, howdy, howdy. Digital Bean, thank you for the follow. Patriot Front. The Patriot, it's a localized flash mob is a common tactic for Patriot Front, which formed in 2017 in the aftermath of the Unite Right rally in Charlottesville. These are the same people that have appeared behind the defacement of various murals and monuments to victims to police violence around the country. As of Sunday, it was unclear if there was any arrest made after the group rolled into... Yeah, was there, like, altercations? Or did they just run away? Oh, you know what? Oh, wait. No way. They literally ran? Wait. It's been that way for a while? Jeez. Wait. These guys are Patriot Fronts? You know what? Folks, I could have sworn I saw one of these guys yesterday. I could have sworn one of these guys were doing that yesterday, but it was one. It was just one person. It was a guy who was carrying what seemed to be like a backpack with two American flags and with a sign, with the sign on his chest that said "Save the country, vote red, save the country, register Republican," or something like that. The video of the running, send it to me in Whisper. But the guy that I saw, just like, well, I don't know if it was related to this, but it does seem to fit the description. Peace. Lamau.
all the other frontline and essential workers, like many of you here today.
Yeah, now they wear a mask.
With spring,
Whoa.
Who became the light to see us through the darkness.
455 Crown, thank you for
Hope
the follow.
you know that you, the American people, have been part of one of the most remarkable achievements in American history. But in this moment of joy, we know that this day falls hard on all those who've lost a loved one. So I've told you before, each day I carry a card in my pocket with my schedule on it. And the back of that schedule, on that card, I have the number of Americans who've lost their lives to COVID, the precise number. As of tonight, that number is 603,018 people have lost their lives. There are husbands and wives, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, grandparents, friends, neighbors, co-workers. And we also remember all those who lost this year, that we lost, that families lost to other causes of death and cruel twists of fate. They too left behind loved ones, unable to grieve or mourn or find closure. Each of them meant the world to someone they
They're the
left
Geek
behind.
Squad.
And those who've been through all this know that to heal, you have to remember. We have to remember them. And we will. We'll commit to always remember them. That's what we'll do. I've long said that America is unique. Unlike every other nation on earth, we were founded based on an idea. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Oh,
That all people
oh,
are created equal.
oh.
Endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Among them, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Oh, wow,
And
he
while
actually...
we've never fully lived up to those words, we have never given up on them. They continue to animate us and they remind us what at our best we as Americans believe.
Hey, howdy, howdy.
We Americans, we believe in honesty and decency, in treating everyone with dignity and respect, giving everyone a fair shot, demonizing no one, giving hate no safe harbor, and leaving no one behind. We lead by the power of our example, not the example of our power. And we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves. We stand
No,
as a
this
beacon
is a
to
real...
the world.
It's a real speech.
It's a code. It's a code.
Doc, thank you so much.
Uniquely
Coming in hot
American
with
code.
13 viewers. I
It's who we
appreciate
are.
you. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, everybody.
To all the service members and your families who are here tonight, today, all of you serving around the world, it's the greatest honor to serve as your commander-in-chief. Jill and I,
Thank you, Bilderberg.
Jill and I, and our entire family, thank you for your service and sacrifice. Like
Howdy,
so many
howdy.
military families, thinking of their loved ones who served, we think of our son Bo today. You're all part of a long chain of patriots who pledged their lives and their sacred honor in defense of this nation and democracy around the world, for freedom and fair play, for peace and security and opportunity, for the cause of justice, for the soul of America itself. But the defense of all that we love doesn't fall on your shoulders alone. It falls on all of us, every one of us, every American. Each day we're reminded there's nothing guaranteed about our democracy, nothing guaranteed about our way of life. We have to fight for it, defend it,
Cool.
earn it.
So, are we going to talk about how we're going to improve this country? Are we going to talk about the impending climate crisis? Are we going to talk about how there is what seems to be a very, very, very worrying housing crisis?
Folks, it's up to all of us to protect the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The right to
Excellent.
equal justice under the law, the right to vote.
Excellent. So, are we going to, again, are we going to talk about like life, liberty, pursuit of happiness? How about some healthcare? Let's just talk about how we're gonna not talk about it. Hey, sourcing. Come on, man. Not once did he shit on Latinos? What are you talking about? I don't think he's ever actually said anything about Latinos. What are you talking about? Hey, Skitty, how's it going? Oh, you're talking about Trump? Oh. Huh? I'm so lost. Anyways. Good morning. Hey, Midnight Slip, how's it going?
And have that vote counted. The right to breathe clean air, drink clean water, and know that our children and grandchildren will be safe on this planet for generations to come.
Excellent. So what are you going to do about it? Oh, the famous quote. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, no, this is different. This is different. Anyways, good chilling out. Good to see you. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Morning, morning. Posture. Are you talking to me? I never had good posture. Great. So talking about clean air, clean water. I assume that he's talking about climate change. So what are you gonna do about it? What is the plan here, buddy? What is the plan? Yeah, that's the exact important thing to push Biden on. I thought that was about coyotes and smugglers. No, it wasn't. He didn't specify, but nice defense of that.
Breathe clean air, drink clean, count it. The right to breathe clean air.
Nah. I mean, you could try to defend it, but no, the context. What context did you need? You didn't specify.
Drink clean water and know that our children and...
So here's an important word. Aren't only Latinos who live south of the border? What? Latino is anyone who has cultural ties to Latin America. I'm not trying to correct, but context does matter. Yeah, so the context was, he didn't specify. And he was actually implying that, just particularly Mexican people.
Grandchildren will be safe on this planet for generations
I was joking,
to come.
I didn't mean to start this debate. Oh, wait, okay, hold on, guys, focus. Real, actual, important stuff here. So what he said was, everyone has a right to clean air and clean water, and I imagine what he's talking about is everyone has a right to live in a habitable environment, because that's, and turns out, that's kind of important to life, right? We kind of depend on that, just saying. An interesting proposal would be, why don't enshrine that? Why don't enshrine that in the Constitution? I mean, several countries have done this. Namely, Costa Rica has done this, where they actually guarantee that as part of the Constitution. The infrastructure does supposedly remove all lead piping. Hey, yay, we get one or two things. Yeah, rights mean nothing if you can't protect them as a codified part of our system. I'm not shitting. Hey, listen, I'm not shitting on progress. I'm just telling you how I see things. And second of all, I will take whatever I can get However, that doesn't mean that I am that doesn't mean that I'm not worried about how this could impact the future and how these lackluster approaches can actually hurt us at the tail end of it. At the tail end of it. So yes, fine. We absolutely do need to, redo the roads and pipes and remodel some of this stuff, bridges that are crumbling before our eyes. Yes, absolutely. These are things that we need to do. However, I'm worried. The thing that worries me about, the thing that worries me about this infrastructure bill is, if it doesn't include the important climate aspects of it, the momentum gathered, whatever momentum that's been gathered in terms of trying to address this, is going to be gone. We don't need new roads, we need trains, we need for future infrastructure, not fixing the past system of subjugation, which are cars. Sure. I agree. But some of these things are important. I'm not going to deny that. Don't let a bad phase of politics you just had make you accept less than is needed now out of gratitude. Yeah, it's not out of gratitude. It's out of, I'll take whatever W's I can get. I will always take the pragmatic approach. I will always move one step forward rather than none. I will always move one step forward rather than none, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna like just leave it at that, right? That doesn't mean we're just gonna leave it at that. As long as there's still time, as long as there's still tools, methods of putting pressure, we should be doing that. We should be doing everything and anything we can. Call up your representatives. Tell them that this is important. Call up your senators. Make petitions. We should all just travel by horse and buggy. This is unbelievably reductive. Electricity has much of an environmental impact. Actually, no. How you get that electricity is the problem. How you get electricity is the issue, not the electricity itself. Like, what are you talking about? We shouldn't simply settle for less when we could demand real change yesterday. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that at all. Germany's energy is 45% renewable. Amazing. And they should keep moving forward. They should keep moving forward. Doing whatever what we need to do yesterday. What we need to do, like, yes, well, preferably like 10 years ago, was get off fossil fuels as soon as possible and in as many ways as possible, as humanly possible. But without the political will to do so, nothing really is going to get done. So why don't you? What does that mean? We lost last year, as you said, but you don't have the will to either. Wait, what does that mean? We lost last year, the loss has consequences, we have no one to listen to our demands. You mean like in terms of like the ability to have, I don't know, like more power in terms of like progressive movements, in terms of like green energy, in terms of like healthcare and stuff like that. It means you can go renewable. We technically can, yes. We absolutely have the ability and capability. We should abandon any use of nuclear power generation. It's too dangerous. The waste spreads radioactive poison, and we are not responsible enough to handle it as a species. Well, like, the thing is, Doc, we do have technology and methods to mitigate or to actually render some of that inert. And the problem with nuclear, the one issue that I'm concerned about nuclear is the time limit we have. The time limit we have doesn't match. By the time we get all of these nuclear facilities up and running with the proper technology to render the waste inert, it's too late. It's too late. That's my only concern. There have been promises in advancement of research and technology to render some of these toxic radioactive stuff inert. But I don't know if we have enough time to deploy it. In fact, there was a senator. Who was discussing a physicist who actually figured out how to render all of these nuclear waste inert. We got some "why don't you sell your house and live in the fields" anti-climate science in chat. True. Yes, we don't have the political power. We should be aware of that. It feels like people are stuck in the mode we were in 2 years ago. Strategy must change as practical realities change. True. Sourcing coming in hot with the reasonable takes. Nuclear energy has changed. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, like, it's the time frame. Hey, Alio, it's a time frame that we have. I don't know if we can get there in time. Other than that, I think it just depends. It really does. I think that, like, primarily the focus should be on getting off as fossil fuels as quickly as possible in as many ways as possible. And I believe right now solar is the cheapest and quickest way. It's second to wind, I think. There's a system in Tasmania, Australia that uses waves to create air pressure, which turns the turbine fan. It's like a big boat. Interesting. So it's kind of like hydro electric power. Hey, guy doer, what are you talking about? Hey, we can't. What? What are you talking about? We can't. Where's your cottage? Oh yeah. Hey, folks. We can't critique a system because we live in it, so therefore there's nothing we can be done. Let's just fold our hands and do nothing about it. How much of our economy revolves around oil? Too much. So we need to change that. Everything in your room is luxury and wasteful. Wasteful in what way? You mean like the tiny costs of running like a laptop? Are you okay? It's like this is like the absolute absurd logic of you live in a system, therefore you can't criticize it. What kind of like absurd logic is this? This is beyond absurd. Plus seniors will get on board with all energy sources. True. The Twitch server runs your laptop? Yeah, what? Furthermore, if you knew anything about what you were talking about, you would know that servers run on electricity, right? And therefore, the problem isn't the electricity. The problem is how that electricity is being generated. This is Clown World level of logic. You understand that, right? This is Clown World level of logic. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey guys, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm wearing a t-shirt. This is probably too much luxury. Yeah, why don't you just turn off your computer to save the world right now? You absolute clown. Everyone should do X, but I don't? What are you talking about? My single actions aren't the issue. Do you understand that? And you're a moron. Since I guess we're insulting each other. Listen. The issue is not the electricity, it's how it's being made. And I can't change that. It takes political will and political power to make the rules so that we can change the way we have our consumption. We change the way we consume things. Individuals can't change the system, we need political... Like, there's nothing wrong... Listen, there's nothing wrong with trying to do your part. There's nothing wrong with trying to do your part in terms of, like... you know, by using less plastic. There's nothing wrong with you doing your part by, like, engaging in, like, community cleanup projects. There's nothing wrong with you trying to reduce and reuse as much of the things as possible. But the idea that you as an individual are just gonna magically change this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. Your logic is ridiculous. Oh yeah, hey guys, I'm sorry, let's just buy a windmill and make this run. Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you realize that there's like county ordinances and codes that wouldn't even allow you to do that? Like, are you okay? There's absolutely no county ordinance or law that would allow you to do such a thing, especially when you live in a in a complex, especially when you have to be connected to the power, because in the state of Florida, you have to be connected to the grid. What? Show me the court. Alright, look, you're... Florida rule for electricity, I guess. Oh yeah, here we are. You can't be independent of the you can't be independent of the electricity or water grid, actually. For Florida, you can't be independent or out of the water and electricity grid. Show us how much you use. I don't actually use that much. I use less than $100. Furthermore, at least in the appliances that the landlord put, not me, most of those appliances are energy savers. Third of all, again, the electricity use isn't the problem. The problem is how we get that electricity. Oh yeah, hold on, Revolt Rice. That's a great point. Florida gets their electricity from nuclear. Turkey Point. Turkey Point. Do you see how, like, absurd you look right now? Do you see how absurd you look right now? Wait. Oh, hey guys, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Florida's done. climate change is over. Guys, climate change is over. So that means Florida decided to do, is currently on nuclear, so climate change is over. Problem solved. We did it. Yay! Guys, Florida, the state of Florida is currently running on somewhat on nuclear, so therefore climate change is solved.
Oh, something bit me.
Yikes.
Bailey, knock it off. Right.
Listen. Sorry, I'm just dealing with a clown right now. Isn't Florida a red state? Yeah, and? And? What does that have to do with anything? Florida could be red, blue, purple. That's not the point of this conversation.
Oh no, Carlos sounds mad. What'd somebody do?
They're unironically being absolutely ridiculous.
Look at this face and don't be angry. Right, Bailey. So, I don't know what was happening earlier, but I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, it's
at
probably
all.
because I wasn't paying attention. Can somebody point we have made our nuclear waste inert? Thank you in advance. Yes, it was a physicist, Doc. Let me see if I could find that study. So when are you going to India to fix the problem? Wait, I'm sorry, what country is this? Hold on. Hey, folks. Well, can somebody remind me what country we are in? Last time I checked, this was the United States of America. From what I understand, I don't live in India, so I should focus on what I can do here, because this is my country. And what we do here...
Hope whatever bit me is not still on me.
Yikes. And what we do here affects the entire world? Wait. You do realize that what we do here affects the entire world? What? Like the amount of pivoting? Hey, is your hip okay? Because the amount of pivoting you've had to do, I'm concerned. You should probably get your hip checked out, because the amount of pivoting you've done is oof. I hope your hip is okay.
Oh no.
I missed what you're trying to say, but it sounds like you're saying society currently depends on fossil fuels, therefore we should never want to change that. And anyone who does is a hypocrite. Yeah, this is like clown world level of logic that's being displayed here. I'm pretty sure the one pivoting off the fact that you consume fossil fuels like mad. We just went over as to why technically Florida is running on nuclear. That's not fossil fuels. First of all. Second of all, what other states do absolutely affects me. What America does as a nation absolutely does affect the world. So the idea that we shouldn't even try to be the world leaders and attempt to take some responsibility for the implications that we've had in terms of climate change, and the idea that just because you've had to use things, therefore you've had to live in the society, therefore you are a hypocrite. Like, what is wrong with you? What in your room didn't get to you using oil? Again, my single self as a human, as a single person, is but a particle of salt in the ocean. Do you understand that?
My tea.
This, like, see, now you're pivoting again. Haven't we given this show enough attention? Yeah, I suppose. Florida's the new Atlantis? Well, give it a couple of decades. It's pixels, okay? And, listen buddy, how about you take a second to understand, and go do research on climate change, and then realize just how little you as an individual can do, versus like corporations, which 70% of them are American corporations, which is the reason why we as a country should be the first to try to address this issue. And also, the reality is, what America does has impacts on the rest of the world, so it should be us as supposedly. I find it funny, like, where's this like exceptionalism where's this American exceptionalism when it comes to like addressing like actual real problems? It seems to go away. It seems to just fade away. We can't do it, guys. Sorry. What do corporations do? Sell you shit, right? Yeah, damn. So that's kind of the problem, isn't it? That's kind of the problem, isn't it? Jesus Christ. I'm still not understanding what you mean. So just don't buy stuff? What are you talking about?
Just don't buy stuff.
Yeah, so just don't buy stuff, just don't like wear t-shirts, just don't... What are you talking about? So yeah, you're realizing just how like clown level of logic you're using, right? Yeah, sorry guys. Why am I not naked and living in a with a roof over my head? Sorry guys.
Bailey. Good. I realize it's probably a waste of my time telling Bailey to be good.
I didn't say naked. You can be wear clothing that is locally made. And? Yeah, just don't live in a society, bro. What a fucking clown. Alright, how about you take a second and figure out how this works, and then you come back to us when your homework is done. Okay. Right, like it's literally impossible to exist in this society without a need of fossil fuels, either directly or indirectly. That's the whole point. That is my whole argument. So like, what are we supposed to do? Just not exist in society? Like, nothing triggers me more than people passionately ignoring the big picture. Yeah, why do you think I'm why do you think I'm so like angry and passionate about this kind of stuff? Because like, if there's one thing, like if you have like a different worldview and you want to provide a different type of solution, but all you're doing is like completely trying to do everything in your power to ignore the problem, and then furthermore attempt to like a pivot by saying that, oh hey guys, you live in a society, therefore like this is like saying the phone that this guy is probably using, or laptop or computer, this guy is probably an agent of the Chinese Communist Party because that has components made in China. Therefore, like, do you see how like like dumb this logic sounds? So like, I guess by this logic, the person who we are who visited us here is, I guess, an agent of the of like the Chinese Communist Party or something. I have no idea what that means. Free raisin bread, are you okay? So I'm new here. Is this channel left wing logically, or right or wrong wing? Trumpy bullshit? Well, I'll tell you this, it's definitely not pro-Trump. This is why we shouldn't tip. I have no idea what that means. Tip is always important? What? You should always tip? And if you can't afford to eat out, do you think tipping is good? Tipping is mandatory. Tipping is mandatory. It's already horrible enough that some of these people's paychecks are $0 sometimes. Why would you ever not tip in a restaurant? If you can't afford it, don't go. Do I think that the tipping economy is good? No. Do I think it should be reversed into a, like, you know, wage, into a set wage? Yes. The minimum wage should be such that it is a living wage. True. And that includes restaurant jobs, all of them. I don't think the tip method, the tip format is good. But since we currently, and again, this is like our you know, we have, this is what we have, this is the system that we live in. This is the system we live in, so therefore, if you go to a restaurant and it is a tip type of thing, yeah, you kind of have to. The way to fix our tip economy is to not fuck over those who rely on it. Right, so yeah, like, the workers there have absolutely no bearing on that. Why would you punish them? So is pollution mandatory? What are you talking? Where's this logic coming from? Wait, huh? Correct sourcing. Hey Heat, how's it going? Howdy howdy. And Bree, aren't we special? Yes, today is a special special stream because you know,
if y'all are good, I will reward you with more this week.
with more. Yes, we need to see the chickens though. Can like
I already took you out there. What do you mean you didn't see the chickens? I
What?
literally had like this whole monologue going.
Oh, and I didn't see any of it because I was busy yelling at people.
You ass.
Ah, whatever. It's coming from Wrinkled.
I
Okay.
got my first eggs and you missed it?
No.
I went in there with a fucking stick and fended off the roosters to get the eggs and you missed it?
Oh, come on. Do you
I
have?
had like a mental breakdown trying to decide if I would be able to go in and get them or not, and I didn't know what to do.
Oh
So
no.
I nutted
I can't believe I
and
missed
I
that.
went in there and I grabbed a stick, man, and I just was like swatting at the freaking roosters and they kept trying to come up behind me and I can't believe you missed that.
I didn't see it. Like, I didn't even see
I
the
didn't know
alert.
what to do. Like, I'm out there with my little iPhone headphones in, and I
Yeah,
got the
you know,
phone clipped into the holster on my pants, so you guys are having like a live
yeah,
point of
I
view
didn't
of
see
what
the
I'm seeing.
you know how like when you get a call on Discord, it'll pop up. It'll pop up on your phone or it'll pop up on the screen,
Like
and it
this.
didn't. I didn't see anything.
It said we were connected.
It said we were connected. Were you even hearing me?
No, and I kept texting you and messaging you. I'm like, I can't hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, I saw it
And I
later and I was
called
like,
and
oh
I hung
yeah.
up, and I called and I hung up.
Yeah, it didn't pop up at all for
I'm
me.
like, okay, well maybe they can hear me. So I went on this like whole 15-minute plus monologue, and y'all missed this whole adventure. What the hell?
Yeah, it's like, wait. So did you? Yes, the roosters and iguanas have
What?
been ruthless to you guys. True. Oh, so by the way,
Can't believe this.
I
I'm so
did-
upset right now.
I'm upset. I was the whole
How
like
did
I'm
you
upset.
miss this?
I'm upset because I was trying to I was hoping that we would get to see the chickens, and B, I had like some absolute like refrigerator temperature level IQ takes in chat, and it was like really triggering me. Roosters and iguanas have been ruthless to you. True. I know.
good
I'm
job.
upset. I'm upset, Memmius.
I cannot believe you.
Yeah.
How?
I didn't even see it.
It was a whole thing.
Did you
Like,
please tell me you have like at least a picture? No.
no. I was live streaming on my phone. I had poop on my hands.
Oh
I
no.
couldn't touch it. And like, I'm literally like, you guys, I walked up in my garage. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't touch anything. So I got rags
Oh my
and was
god.
like wiping my hands on the rags.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, how did you?
Okay,
Why
you know,
are you
well,
like this?
well,
I
that's
have
okay.
a picture of the poopy eggs if you
Yes, please show us. At least we'll get a picture of the fresh eggies.
poopy eggs.
That's fine. They're like completely fresh, and I've never seen. Well, it's been a very long time since I've seen it.
This is her Medea's first eggs, so don't hate on her.
Attila the hen. This one is Medea.
They're kind of small.
Put it on the Discord so I can.
I am going. Calm your tits.
That's the takeaway. We keep missing valuable content by debating trolls. Yeah, like the thing is, when it comes to
I
like,
cannot believe you missed that.
I didn't get a alert at all. Not one.
It
Not on my
said we
phone.
were connected.
Not on my phone. Not on the computer.
I was texting you. I was Discord messaging you.
Yeah, I didn't see anything except for the message that's saying that you couldn't hear me. I was like, the what? So that's the only reason I figured that out.
Well, did you even realize I sent you a picture?
No, I didn't. I'm not seeing a single thing. Hold on, let me.
Well, I sent.
Oh,
you
here
a
we are.
picture.
I have to like manually check because if I don't get any if I
You need to text that.
if I don't manually check, then I can't see it. Here, let me pull it up for everybody.
Goodness gracious.
I hope you had a great 4th of July. Lars wound up being okay. Excellent.
I did. We watched fireworks from the back of the Jeep with the top off.
Nice. Our cat was in sentry mode the entire time. Like she would not like every time like a firework would go off, she would be like staring directly at the obviously the only door in or out. So she would just like stay in any position she could to watch the door at all times.
Poor Vaquita.
Yeah. Even when we took her to bed, we're like, okay, come on, cat, you're coming to bed. She would be facing where the door would be. Like she would not like leave her little sentry mode.
Fresh poopy eggs, y'all.
Fresh eggs. I have a cold, so I did too. Nice. I hope you feel better. Our 3 cats were on edge, but okay. Yeah, same. Same. She was like a little bit anxious, but I think she's okay. I pretty much stayed yesterday.
Our cats did. We weren't here.
So can I ask a few questions without being seen as a troll? It depends.
Oh no, I'm scared.
I was pleasantly surprised. Wow, that's amazing memo.
To rise in the world as far as your God-given talent can take you, unlimited by barriers of privilege or power. One of the great gifts of the spirit of independence. And think about this. One of the great gifts is our capacity to see ourselves whole and see ourselves honestly. What we've gotten right, what we've gotten wrong. It's a measure of the greatness of America, and we are a great nation. We don't seek to bury the wrongs. We face it. We work to make it right. You know, history tells us.
I'm not sure, Psycho. To be honest, the likelihood of any meaningful, any necessary legislation, to be quite honest with you, Psycho, is probably not gonna happen. Like, realistically, any meaningful, like, yes, things will get done that are like just objectively good. Like I think it was a Wasted Design who brought up the infrastructure, like water and the roads and all this other stuff. Yeah, sure, that may get done, and that's nothing wrong with that. It's necessary. But in terms of like the actual like core meaningful important parts of legislation, like to deal with climate change, is probably not gonna happen, to be honest. So what corporation is the problem? What? The entire fossil fuel industry would be the first. ExxonMobil? Wait, do we all just live in Fantasyland? ExxonMobil, literally, like, they were just found out, an ExxonMobil lobbyist were found out trying to finagle any type of meaningful climate initiatives in the Biden administration by a undercover journalist. Hey, Lawsu, how's it going? I would say that is a massive problem. Do you think that compounded with voting rights restrictions will lead to... I think that the problem would be, Psycho, I think the problem will be... the problem will be if there's no meaningful change, if there's no palpable real change, then they will get swept. It doesn't matter. They will get swept. They will get swept. Who do they sell the fossil fuel to? Who does it matter? Wait, do we just is this like a wild shift to the blame from the corporations who produce the products to the individual? I have no expectation that Biden will do anything other than what oligarchs want, but this is a concern regardless of which party or politician holds power. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Hey, Bread Crochet, how's it going? This is an unbelievably, like, brain dead take. Unbelievably brain dead. What, do they just produce them to burn? No, they produce them for profit. No, they produce them for profit. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry Fox News didn't cover it. Yeah, that's where they probably don't know about it. That's true. And who are they selling to? Irrelevant. Irrelevant.
So when we stand together, when we unite in common cause, when we see ourselves not as Republicans or Democrats, but as Americans, then there's simply no limit to what we can achieve.
Because you can't profit off something you aren't selling. Okay,
None.
so what is the point here? So we all just stop buying oil? We all just stop buying gasoline? What? Do you realize that how that's like woefully not the way to go? The way to go is to disincentivize, eliminate our dependency on fossil fuels by taking governmental aggressive programs to limit that. What? The majority of the fossil fuels that are being currently wasted is, hey, political talks. The majority of fossil fuels that are currently being wasted is a good chunk of it, I would say. A good chunk of it is on our energy grids. Eliminating our dependency on fossil fuels with energy grids would be one step forward. My point is, if individuals are being held responsible for changing climate, people shouldn't tip because tipping enables a business to pay substandard wages. And when does that change place? I agree with the Nadusha part, but tipping just enables the wealthy to take advantage of consumers. Yeah, but so then the alternative is to then not tip, so you F over the worker. Do you understand how that's like not the way to go? You can't just hold individuals responsible for problems that aren't individual problems. Holy yikes. You can't just hold like individuals responsible for problems that can't be solved by individual like things. There are things that we should be doing there are things that we should be doing, of course, as individuals, like try to be as, you know, as subsistence as possible, You can reduce the amount of plastic bags that you use. You can try to participate in like community stuff, things like this, right? I mean, like, look at what Bree's doing, like a almost borderline like self-sustaining kind of habitat in her farm and stuff like that. Things like this are good.
Okay, I didn't hear a thing you said.
Oh, you missed it?
I heard my name and then Discord crashed.
Oh.
It's like cursed me.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, like, you know, there are individual choices that we can do. Like, for example, like what you're doing, trying to make an almost self-sustaining kind of place. There are individual choices that are good. You should do them because, you know, you should. They're not only healthier, but it does help. But it does, like, you know, encourage like good behavior. But the idea that an individual is going to solve a problem that is not solvable by an individual is ridiculous. So I'm curious on how I can prevent that. While on the road for 60th anniversary of Freedom Ride, they shot down the People Act. I just don't see a way to stop the death call from running this country. I don't know. Yeah, if you don't tip, they're still gonna pay them like shit. Correct. If we need to end oil subsidies. If it's going to fail, let it. Okay. Capitalism is about profit and loss. If we bail out the losers, how we can progress to greener technology. I will agree with you on this. Ending oil subsidies is a massive step. Is a thing we should do. Is a step you should do. Then maybe those jobs shouldn't exist, and they will be replaced by. I don't understand. Yeah, if you live in the woods, do you live off woods and sticks and bugs? Otherwise, you have absolutely no bearing on this conversation. Like, what? Hold on. Wait, guys, I think we're making progress. Wait, hold on. Stop. I think we're finally getting through. Consumption is a problem. Yes, it's one of the many problems, but it's perpetuated by the companies themselves. It is not an individual issue. This is the companies doing this, not the individuals. These are companies obfuscating studies for decades. These are companies pushing these things. These are companies manipulating and buying government that are doing these things. Consumption is a problem. Yes, it's one of the problems.
Carlos, you could just be standing right now.
Right, I suppose. Take oil subsidies away from the oil companies.
Yelling really loud so that people around you could hear you, because you obviously shouldn't have a computer or microphone.
Yeah, like this is like beyond like clown world logic. He insists that like no one's forcing you to do any of these things. Yeah, I know that. But me as an individual, if I stop doing all of this right now, that's not going to change a damn thing. So instead, I'm going to focus on putting my efforts into bringing awareness to a situation so that it can happen. The change can happen where it needs to happen. Viva la huelga. No company held a gun to your head and said you have to a chair delivered across the ocean. You took it because it was cheaper for the oil and slave labor. Okay, but what is the alternative? This is like, oh yeah, we live in a society, so therefore, like, checkmate. Like, do you understand that the individual isn't the problem to societal issues? Holy yikes.
And today, we see the results of the unity of purpose. The unity of purpose in forging in our nation. We're forging in our nation. For together, we're beating the virus. Together
means absolutely nothing when it comes to climate change.
Together, we're breathing life into our economy. Together, we will rescue our people from division and despair. But together, we must do it. Over the past year, we've lived through some of our darkest days. Now I truly believe, I give
That's
my
right.
word as a
Society
Biden, I truly
can
believe
change.
we're about to see our brightest future. Folks, this is a special nation, a great nation. And there is a timeless truth about America. The most powerful idea in the history of the world, in the hearts of the people of this country. It beats in all our hearts. No matter your race or
You're not
ethnicity,
listening,
no
Guy
matter
Dura.
your gender identity or sexual orientation, no matter your disability, no matter your faith, it beats in the hearts of rich and poor alike. It unites America. Whether your ancestors were native to this land or brought here forcibly and enslaved, whether you were immigrants from generations back like my family that came from Ireland, or you're coming here today looking to build a better life for your family like our fellow Americans I just swore in the White House 2 days ago. The American creed. We use that phrase, the American creed, because we're all equal.
Oh, hey, listen. Last point. Do you have a phone right now? Do you have a phone, Guy Dura, or a computer? Also, James Napper, I agree. No, like I'm not this. Oh, so you don't have a phone or a computer? So then how are you typing on Twitch? James Napper, I'm not disputing the fact that there are individual choices that we can do. Does it have parts? Where are those PC parts from? Where did he get those parts?
I mean, I built my computer, but it's still not built with parts that were built by anybody here locally.
Yeah, it's impossible for him to be chatting right now on a single source machine. Now he's just like, yeah, he makes them. They're very overly priced for a piece of shit computer. Oh, right. Yeah. Hey guys, apparently there are places that can magically manufacture different types of parts right here locally. Yeah, like this is such a lie. What like on top of being like a clown, you're lying. On top of being a clown, you're lying. On top of being a clown, you're absolutely lying. So you know what? On top of being a clown, you're lying. Some of the parts in the computers cannot be sourced in the US. It's just a fact. You're either lying or you're either lying to us or to yourself. Yeah, this guy is one of those like borderline like Ancapistan guys who swear. No, this guy's lying. Oh shoot, hey Carpe, how's it going? Yeah, this guy's lying. No, you're actually just lying because there's no source like computer parts here. How did you I guarantee your has, yeah, exactly, Guy Doer. Now, how about this? How about you go, like, I don't know, have some introspection, take some personal responsibility. Clown. And stop DMing people. Your camera went off.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing makes me more angry than people who are like blatantly lying. So just to be clear, like sourcing is like absolutely knowledgeable in this stuff. Sourcing support is absolutely knowledgeable in this stuff, and furthermore, I'm not aware of any type of like methods of fabrication of computer parts here. So yeah, you know, I love you, Carlos. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yes, HLG launcher. Electronic production is super water intensive as well as produces a lot of toxic waste. Yes, that's true. What did I miss? Oh, just a climate change denial clown, and on top of that, he like lied. Yeah, he's a punch card computer. That's how he's sending us these messages. Not aware is a keyword. Hey, Pirate Ninja. Yeah, super troll.
Equal. Created equal.
All right.
It was written a long
that's
time
enough
ago.
of that.
But the genius is that every generation of Americans has expanded it wider and wider to include those who were excluded before. That's why it's never gathered dust in our history books. It's still alive today. Alive in our hearts, alive in the work of our hands, alive not only in the history we read, but in the history we're making. My fellow Americans, now we are the guardians of that very idea of America. It's up to us to save it, to preserve it, to build on it. And I know we will. On this sacred day, I look out to those monuments on our National Mall and beyond them, into the hearts of our people across the land. And I know this, it's never, ever been a good bet to bet against America. Never. We just have to remember who we are. We are the United States of America. And there's nothing we can't do if we do it together. Folks, happy 4th of July, America. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch.
That feigned passion, true. I can either listen to Biden or not. It makes literally no difference to me. Well, to be fair, we got nothing. We got nothing. It just made my day to have to see Lester Holt, MSMM, have to do the like and subscribe spiel. True. Biden is 1,000% better. I don't know if 1,000%, but he is better. U.S. politics is so F. True. We got American exceptionalism. Let's further the myth we can all be billionaires. Yeah, true. I mean, like, it's always funny. Like, this whole, like, meme of, like, American exceptionalism goes right out the window when we try to tackle, like, actual real, like, problems like climate change. American exceptionalism doesn't exist when it comes to climate change. Unbelievable. Yeah, even if he literally has his own clean room for making his own chips, where is he sourcing his tantalum, cobalt, and all these other special metals that we need? Yeah, okay. Right. While we aren't getting worse, we could do so much better. That's true. I think we just need better candidates. True. James. I'd rather listen to Biden's speech. True. Pagan Communist, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. True. Alright, let's take a look at this video. I think this might be interesting.
Handed down multiple different decisions that are
What you got?
all just flat out terrible.
Supreme Court protects dark money donors from being revealed. Yeah, like, furthermore, how would you get the equipment to make said chips, even if you did have that ability? Like, straight up lying. Like, you come in here and try to, like, lie to my face, and, like, first of all, attempting to debate me on climate change is not a good idea. Second of all, to flat out, like, lie about that is absolutely, like, cowardly. Cowardly. Just own it, bro.
For the United States. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it in any way. These are terrible decisions. You know, they upheld repressive, suppressive voting laws. And then, case from California, they actually struck down a
Government,
California
even in its
law
best state, is but a
that
necessary
forced
evil, and its worst state an
charities
intolerable one.
to have to disclose
Yeah,
their donors.
I mean, like,
Now, why on earth would the Supreme Court take the side of charities?
here's the thing. The problem isn't like necessarily the institutions known as government. The problem is that we don't have strong enough institutions, or inclusive or transparent institutions to kind of hold this up, right? Otherwise, we'd have a much better functioning government because people would be participating, people would have a voice, people would be actually represented, things like that. But unfortunately, that's not happening, and therefore things start to crack MEMUs. We have 2 generations of smart people who went into finance and tech instead of politics because when we spent 40 years shitting on government, saying government bad all day isn't good employment branding. You're not going to attract clever people. True. I think people take an ANCAP position only to prove that anarchy doesn't work, only to prove that it's not only capitalism but ANCAP are polar opposites can exist outside of talking points. Yeah.
And the reason, by the way, that California had passed this law forcing charities to disclose their donors was to cut down on charitable fraud, which is a very real problem. But the Supreme Court said no. Charities don't have to disclose these donors. So again, you're probably wondering why. Well, it's because a lot of these political action committees across the United States that rely on dark money are nonprofits, which means they do operate just like charities. And yes, they had been included in that California law, and therefore, Supreme Court says, nope, can't do it. Can't force them to disclose their donors. Even though money is free speech, money is also anonymous free speech, apparently, which is absolutely ridiculous. This was not a limit on how much these individuals could donate. It was not limiting their free speech in any way, which I don't believe money is free speech, but the court does, so let's talk about it in those terms. But the court said, you have the right, I guess, to anonymous free speech. We don't get to know who's paying what, who's funding which initiative. And as expected, it was a Koch organization that helped bring this lawsuit to the United States Supreme Court, the Americans for Prosperity Foundation, funded by the Kochs, along with the Thomas More Law Center from Michigan. Michigan, not California, Michigan. This was designed to strike down this law, to take it to the Supreme Court, to make sure they ruled that you do not have to disclose your dark money donors for these political action committees. This is a sad, sad day for the United States because basically what it means is that you and I don't have a voice anymore. We don't have a say. There is no transparency in American politics today, and with this Supreme Court, the 6-3 division that we have on it, which, not ironically, is how the vote split. Every conservative on that court voted to protect the dark money donors, and
yes, this is fair and cousins.
But this is what it is today. We do not have a voice. If you do not have enough money to pay off a politician, to fund somebody running for office, or to hire a lobbyist, if you don't have the money to do one of those things, you don't matter in this country. You don't. You don't get your voice. You get nothing.
Now, hold on. That's... Okay, so... He's correct that, obviously people who have money, like multinational corporations, have undue influence. That doesn't mean that we, the people, don't have power, right? I think that it's like... I don't know how to say it, but I think it's a little bit doomer to think that we don't have power. We do. The question is, what do we want to do about certain issues, right? What do we want to do about healthcare? What do we want to do about climate change? Do we just continue to let these massive corporations... I know it's an uphill battle, but do we continue to allow, like, ExxonMobil to have a, quote, a weekly checkup with Joe Manchin? Is that a thing that we're going to continue to just be okay with? It is lopsided, yes, but I don't think that it's entirely helpless. How different would our laws be if everyday people could interpret the law both in criminal and civil courts? Interesting. I didn't know that. They took the law as part of the before the Constitution. Yeah, I don't know how that even would like how that would play out differently. That's an interesting point. I don't know how that would turn out. That's why we need money out of politics to get anything done. I'm a doomer though. No, but you're correct in terms of like trying to get money out of politics to get some of these things done. I'm just saying that it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Right?
And every time we try to not even level the playing field, but maybe just take these millionaires and billionaires down a notch, every time we try it, we get struck down by the idiots on the conservative Supreme Court. Every time.
Political science answer.
The only way to fix
definitely
this
evidence to
is
show
a
that publics don't have a voice
constitutional
at all,
amendment
especially when you
to
go through chains of
permanently
power.
ban
Yes.
corporate money
So I guess in that sense,
from our elections. Hell, at this point, I say we ban all money from elections. We create a public fund, a public trust, where each candidate gets equal money and that's all you're allowed to spend. Because until we do that, and unless we do that, millionaires, billionaires are going to continue to get more power over our elections till this country really is something that we don't even recognize anymore. If you can't get enough Ring of Fire, we encourage.
yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to dispute the fact that, like, obviously there's a massive difference between influence of a massive difference between what gets passed when it comes to like what corporation gets done and what gets passed in regards to what the public wants. But that doesn't mean we don't have power. He sounded exactly like Jimmy Kimmel. Interesting. I didn't think about that. That's right, Larry vaccinated. When do workers take power? Well, I mean that's up to us to give a alternative plan, right? That's us to give an alternative parallel option. Yes, that's right, Psycho. That's right. Money in politics is an issue, but I think people misunderstand that, Max. It isn't just money. There are social powers at play. We have a culture which gives more respect to those who hold wealth. We see those people as being, quote, superior. Therefore, their opinions are the ones we should listen to. We could go publicly fund elections tomorrow, but it would necessarily fix the underlying cultural issue. Yes, that is a good point, sourcing. But still, I think that's a good step in the right direction. At least an attempt to lessen money in politics. I think definitely the balance of power is entirely skewed to those who have the most, not just money, but also skills and ability to gain political leverage. True. The problem is a lot of lower class people in the US lack organizational capacity to counterbalance that. Yes, true. How exactly do the working class counter it? Yeah, that's a good point. I wouldn't know other than to promote unions. Oh, sorry. Celtic Frosting, thank you for the follow. I'm not sure if I said thank you. But it isn't a silver bullet. Agreed. The CAA is proposed an amendment that could still be ratified by another 27 states. It would change the landscape of the U.S. House of Representatives. What does that mean? Like to address redistricting? Or to expand the House of Representatives? Yeah, by the way, sourcing is a very, very, very calm and rational person, so I'm gonna throw them out another shout out. Usually on the weekend mornings, I try to catch them. Great stuff. Mass protest is all we can do. Yeah, I mean that's sorry, that was my train of thought, Jesse. So to in an attempt to counterbalance a lot of these things, I think I think that attempting to bring awareness and encourage unionization in this country would be a great step forward in that direction. I think that maybe pushing ballot initiatives or maybe pushing legislation to allow to incentivize, I should say, to incentivize maybe worker co-ops would be a good idea. Yes, a strike, but I would rather see how we can improve union membership. Makes that triple as fucked as a disabled vet dealing with the VA. Yikes. Ooh. Today was a spicy stream. Jesus Christ.
I can hear that. Dang.
Yeah. That's horrifying. Sorry for the disruption. No, it's all good. It's all good. And these type of situations occur all the time, every day. The heart and soul of political process, that tugging between different sides. The issue comes from the fact that a lot of focus in recent decades has been on working class people getting out to vote for certain things, pushing progressives. The problem is that doesn't change the push and pull, it just changes the referees. I'm cooking chorizo, spicy, true. Good point. Never be sorry for sharing your story. All perspectives of life are important, and everything has something to learn from.
The Discord just crashed.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Start.
Chorizo. Chorizo's pretty good. If working class people only have 1 hour per week to dictate politics because of their commitments, is it worthwhile for them to use that hour for one thing or another? Union or party, community or state, church, political organization, they have all their pros and cons, but their time is limited, so what they often pick when wealthy don't have to. True. I'm not a huge advocate for war games, but I think vets should be treated like human beings. True.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
The house hasn't expanded membership in almost a century. It's seriously small for the population. Yeah, so, okay. Well, the thing about that 18-wheel dragon is, like, how do you go about doing that? I think that a realistic approach would be to set the parallel option as working in tandem, so that people can see how that would work. So what I would say is, hey, if you're interested in that, how about we start incentivizing worker co-ops instead of like provide like a program, right? Like a few-year program where federal credit unions or banks would be prioritizing worker co-ops for the next 5 years so that we can get data. If you want to start a worker co-op, we'll give you the funding and we'll see how that goes. Oh, no, Psycho. I'm usually pretty chill about everything. Especially coming off the holiday weekend, so everything's trying to be chill, you know? No, you're good. Also doubling house shifts the electoral college. Huh, I didn't think about that. Because pigs are bae, but I like sausage sometimes. I eat sausage on a rare occasion. It's not bad.
Happy accident.
I think your thingy crashed.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I'm playing in Photoshop.
You're playing in Photoshop? Nice. Who else is talking? The wonderful, awesome, super special, awesome co-host. Ta-da! I would see unionizing as a path to worker co-ops if I have any hope. No. Here's the thing. I say it's the opposite. I say like actually incentivizing like banks or like even federal credit unions to like give out like loans for worker co-ops would be the way. I think that for more like established big national, like multinational corporations that are, I don't know how you would I don't know how you would like go about that. So I think that maybe in that situation, unionization would be the best way. You know, it's just like the concept is, as an employee, you should have a voice in what happens to your work environment, right? Like if you're an Amazon worker in a warehouse or whatever.
Unreasonable.
Yeah, that's you should have a vote on what happens when it comes to like safety measures, or what happens when it comes to like deciding breaks or whatnot. The things that directly affect your work, you should have a voice when it comes to that. Otherwise, I think that your best option would be to try to incentivize worker co-ops so that people can actually own people that can actually reap the rewards that they sowed, right? I mean, it's your work. Shouldn't you be shouldn't it be yours? I don't know. Sounds silly, I know. Who's the co-host? The wonderful, magnificent, awesome, super special, awesome Bree. My company is 100% employee owned and has been for years. Nice. Wish I could pass this doobie along. I guess I'll have to smoke it all myself. Well, I'm sure that Heat will accompany you in chat.
I'd help you if I could.
Bree will accompany you in stream. Is the most tangible, real positive impact? Yes. I think so. I have absolutely no problems with like incentivizing or pushing forward unionization across the country, considering the fact that like our unionization numbers are pretty abysmal. So yeah, I would not have a problem with that. Absolutely. Having my morning bowl of Wheaties now. Oh
I
man.
had a few of those already. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we went over, by the way, while that video is playing, that absolute clown who is coming in here attempting to lie to my face. We actually did a little fact check because sourcing was correct. Bear in mind, computers assembled in the US are comprised of components shipped all over the world. Unless you custom fabricate your own circuitry, it is next to impossible to build a PC exclusively sourced from North America. The mainstream supply for parts and components predominantly of Asian origination. Are there? Yeah, that's a weird word, but we'll take it. Origination. Are there any computer components made in America? Yes, there are. However, not every part of these components is made in America. Finished components like DRAM and SSDs are used domestically produced NAND wafers. The other parts of the component, circuit boards, which sourcing talked about, and assembly are imported from around the world, mainly China, which was my point. Which was my main point to that guy, which was you have a Chinese component in your computer, so therefore you're communist. I can't wait until after article, by the way. Alright, can it be a cute pig video? Oh, did you get a oh, cute animal video. Okay. Alright, cool. Well, let's do that. Cute animal video time. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up in case, you know. Yes, Psycho, that's right. So unionization, unionize the existing corps, but startup worker co-ops. Yeah, like build these alternatives in parallel, in tandem. I see no reason why we couldn't. Hey, human capital stock. No. What makes you a communist is your computer. You get that? Because you have a computer that has components from China, or therefore, it makes you a communist. Gotcha. Checkmate.
Why are you such a filthy communist, Carlos?
Checkmate, liberals.
I'm crying. I can't.
Logic is sound. Yeah, it makes sense, totally. Yes, I was making the ironic joke. Can I be one too? You already are. You're typing. If you're typing in Twitch chat, guys, and you have a component made in China in any way, shape, or form, that's right. You're that's right. You are a communist.
Wow.
It deleted
we got a
Pinko
lot of-
Commie. That's weird.
We've got a lot of filthy commies in here.
True. Is your name Carlos? Sometimes. China's working on that 1 nanometer tech. 1 nanometer technology. Oh, like super small. All right, Jesse, we got you right here. Cute baby pig. Yeah, that's right, the radiation. Creative Antithesis, how's it going? Fun fact, I used to have a pet pig. I don't know yet, so I just woke up. Well, good morning. No, I have not potato. Oh, bad blood. That's right, 18 wheel dragon. I don't know, probably next year. Most right-wingers are just mad at capitalism, but are able to see the barriers they have set up to prevent them from having to deal with the contradiction in their existence versus their beliefs that the markets are magic. Yeah. Oh, no. DMCA. I think like what really infuriates me more than anything is like dense, compulsive, contrarian people.
I never would have guessed that.
I never would have guessed that. Like, imagine like me spending like a good 40 minutes yelling at somebody because like I get like when it comes to I'm sorry, but like when it comes to climate change, like insta triggered. Aww. All cats are spies, true. Cats think they're better than people, dogs look up to people, and pigs see people as equal. True. I would agree with that assessment. Oh my god. That's... All cats are ANCAPs, true. Send it to me, Potato. Oh, in terms of like, oh, I get you. I'm sorry, I read Spies. Which is why they're so cute but also dangerous, true. Sometimes. So cute. Oh, your camera died.
Again?
Yeah, it's just the name of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, via Whisper. Alright. This was a great cute animal segment. Cute animal. Oh, little piglet swimming. That's so cute. These little guys are cute. Oh yeah. So sorry. So what I was saying is I used to have a pet pig. The story behind that pet pig, his name was Blackie. And he was a rescue because my dad used to work for a train company, and what his job would be was to transport the conductors, right? He would get on a truck and pick them up and transport them in a van, I think what it was. Unfortunately, there was an accident where a train hit one of the mama pig, and there was a whole bunch of orphaned little piglets, and we took one of them in. And we rescued one of them. Chat's getting hungry.
Y'all are terrible.
Alright, here we go. Oh, yeah. This is what Potato was talking about. Radioactive hybrid terror pigs have made themselves a home in Fukushima's exclusion zone. Yikes.
Well, damn.
They, so the local farm pigs, essentially, like, teamed up with the wild boars and made, like, a hybrid. Thank you for the follow, Psycho366. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's what we needed, radioactive sows. Interesting, I didn't even know this was a thing. Unfortunately, this filthy coffee needs a shower. See ya. Thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate the follow.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. Alright, so alright, you wanna do this article here? Because we got one article. We can mold about this one. Alright. Here, let me send it to you, so just in case. Just in case. I think it's like easier to have some of these articles just sent. I just sent it directly to you on the Discords. That way it's easier. I, for one, welcome our new radioactive pig overlords. True. Showers are bourgeoisie. Also true. Okay. Alright, so let's talk about this. This is a nice meme. So let's talk about this. I believe somebody referenced to this earlier about like what are the chances. Oh, in fact, I think this was Wasted Design. Was talking about like what the likelihood is of seats in Congress being flipped or Senate seats being flipped. What are the chances? What are the odds? Let's talk about it.
Oh, hey guys, the deer is back.
The deer's back. Oh, can we get a shot?
Hang on, I'm gonna try.
See if we can, guys. The Saturday, there was a deer. Let me blow it up on the other scene, main. Okay. You guys see it? It's like right there in the kind of like towards the center. Okay, so we couldn't get the chickens, but that's okay. We got our little deer friend here hanging out with us.
I might go back down just to show you guys the chickens again.
Oh, that's so cool. Careful there, fella. There's a big road. Yeah, there's cars going by there. Yep. Oh, that's so cool. Is this live or from Saturday stream? No, this is live, Memius. This is, although you gave me a good idea, we could make a reoccurring, like, reoccurring camera that was just filmed the day before and put it. No, but this is live. This is the same buddy that the reason why it looks like Saturday is because, well, it's the same fellow, I think, is it not? Sorry, it's a little hard to get a good shot because it's through the window. And it's like right there. That's so sad. But yes, they are everywhere, like on the northeast. Yeah, we can see it.
I'm trying to get it to stop focusing on the screen, but
I mean, we could see it. It's just hanging right there.
yep,
Is this the same fellow from Saturday?
sure is.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's a
Oh.
girl.
Oh, it's a girl? Well, welcome back.
Yeah. Bailey's passed out on his piece of paper on the floor. Oh. Well, that's nature for you.
Yay. I'm glad. Look, I apologize. I missed the... I imagined the multiple calls to see if we could get the chickens. I apologize that I didn't see that.
Why do you like this?
I seriously didn't see the alerts at all. Like, even on my phone or even on the computer, it just didn't pop up. Yeah, trophy hunting is no. Trophy hunting is disgusting. Like, if you're going to there's one thing of like subsistence. You know, if you're gonna hunt for subsistence, that's different. Subsistence. I don't know if that's how you say it. Whatever. The point is, that's a whole other.
Sustenance?
Yes. No. Like, you know how like you have subsistence farming, subsistence hunting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm saying it right.
I thought you were forgetting how to say sustenance.
No, not
earlier.
sustenance. Food or self-defense is the only reason to hunt. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I was
was gonna cry.
We have wolf-sized coyotes where I'm from, so deer population is not exploding like some places. Well, yeah, they have natural checks and balances in that area. Sustainable. No, wait, hold on. Now I'm like confusing myself. Most ethical way to consume meat, but hunting for sport alone is pretty whack. True. I agree. That's horrible. Like, if you guys go to our Discord, some of the stuff that like Darknet was posting, how like some hunters like do the most horrible stuff to these wolves, is just like beyond reprehensible. Like they'll put like meat with hooks in them. I mean, come on. Yeah, like if it's it depends. Like if it's for conservation necessities, and things like that, that's a whole other story. But I mean, the coyote wolf, they're big. Wow, I didn't even know coyotes could be that big.
They get huge.
The coyotes of Austin are mostly fed by cats and possums. Bird loves coyote. Huh. What was I researching? Oh shoot, there was like something that popped up that in my head that I was gonna look up. Memmius, is that a cross between wolf and coyote, like the eastern coyote? I have no idea. Hey, Ja is Bay. We just reintroduced wolves into Colorado via voting. I voted for it proudly, even though I'm aware that's any possibility that I will be hiking in the trail of my last. At my last, though, I should have voted against the wolves. No, I mean, like the chances are, I guess it's possible, but I don't know. Unless they're actively trying to hunt you, most animals are more afraid of you than you are of it.
Rude.
Yeah, like if yeah, so my train of thought was like if you go to our Discord and see some of the posts, posts which content warning like animal abuse, I mean like it's reprehensible. Like again, there's one thing if you're like, oh, I was researching the word subsistence farming, so subsistence hunting, yes, is what the word I was looking for. Yeah, so like some of the stuff that they were doing is beyond reprehensible. I mean, like putting hooks in meat as meat traps so that the wolves would like bite into hooks. I mean, come on. Like again, there's one thing like if you're hunting to like for ecological reasons, or if you're hunting for subsistence, like for yourself or for your family, like some of the folks, you know, in the more rough terrains do. But like you just do that, you're just like psychopathic. I mean, like really.
I don't think I disagree with you.
Like, that's just horrifying. Like, to, you know, kill them, like, in that manner. Imagine, like, ingesting a piece of meat with, like, hooks in them. The way we treat our fellow Earthlings is barbaric, truly. Yeah. Killing all predators in an era is also a bad thing. Yeah, first of all, it's a bad thing, like, ecologically, but the way they're doing it is, like, beyond psychotic. Like, again, if it's one thing if you're like in the wild and like it's a self-defense or you're hunting, it's another thing to actively do these things to hurt these animals in that way. Yes, mountain lions are going to hunt you and you will not know that they're doing it. Yes, that is a thing, Memo. That is a thing. In fact, it happens here in Florida. Their, I guess, cousins are the panther. Yes, that has happened. Yes, that's right. You treat them with respect and distance. True. All right. It's let's focus here for a sec. Yeah, life isn't a Disney movie, turns out. True.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. It blows my mind how people approach animals. Yes, it's horrifying. I was reading about lab grown salmon, and same and easier and cheaper. Hey, I'd be willing to try it. Salmon is like one of the few fish I'll actually eat. I'm not into seafood really. I'm not into seafood, but salmon is one of the seafood I can eat. Depending on how it's cooked. Maybe shrimp. Maybe.
Man, that's a hungry Bambi today.
Your microphone is very low.
Man, that's a hungry Bambi today.
Wait, the camera died. God dang it. Yikes.
Discord died.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse. So just to be clear, what we've been watching this deer do is just like go ham on this food. Did you put out like deer corn for them out there?
Yep. A little bit.
You guys want a film to watch that will change? I mean, I don't know. This is a personal anecdote that will change your perception on like climate change and stuff like that. Watch Fern Gully. Fern Gully. If you guys haven't seen it. That completely changed me as a kid. I have a residential silver fox. Hey, Miss Nixa.
We had a residential fox.
We have a fox family in my parents' home, where they were seen playing around with their little pups. Oh, this isn't a coinkydink. This is an elaborate scheme to use that deer for content. Of course. Well, yeah. What do you think we were doing, Potato Band Plug? Okay.
Really now.
Yeah, we've got a fox family near my parents' house. I hope that deer gets a fair wage. It does. It has a plethora of yummy deer corn. More deer corn. That deer should go on strike to get more deer corn.
There's deer corn everywhere for this thing.
She has 2 pups from what I can hear. She's super curious though. Oh, it's so cute. That's so cute. Alright, let me put it up just a little bit, just so you guys can have an idea of what's going on here. Before we finish this article. I'm so amazed. I always like... I'm fascinated by wildlife. Always. My roosters heard the word cute and came running.
Well, that's funny.
So what makes deer corn bad for people? I have no idea.
I'm unsure. I never thought of eating deer corn, so I guess I never thought about it.
Your microphone's a little bit low. I believe the salt in it. Oh, it's a different type of corn. Gotcha.
My bad.
Alright. We're gonna get through this article.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what would be the difference. Oh, and I just clicked on an ad. Okay.
Why are you like this, Carlos?
10 Senate, 10 Senate, the 10 Senate seats. Jesus, most likely to
Senate?
flip Senates. It is the
Seen it.
100
Sounds like some kind. It sounds like some kind of sea lice or something.
Yeah, sea lice. No, I tried to say Senate and seats, so it ended up saying I ended up saying Senate, like Senate. Have you seen it? The 10 Senate seats most likely to flip in 2022. Put up Salt Lick. Deers love Salt Licks. Gotcha.
Yeah, we do those too.
Oh, okay. So it's perfectly edible by people. What's sold in bags as deer corn is frequently the last of the batch swept off the floors and out of the truck, so none too clean, but still edible in theory. Flip which way? Let's find out. Corn is love, but it's just as bad for you basically because it's a lot of sugar in it. I mean, it's good. It tastes good. Nothing wrong with corn once in a while. Congress is out of session with lawmakers back home for a holiday recess. Nice meme. A traditional time for fireworks, parades, and yes, politicking. The fight for control in the evenly divided Senate will be the most dramatic showdown. I love the wording on this. The most dramatic showdown of 2022, and based on the candidates who have jumped in so far, and those who are expected to, there are a few changes to this month's ranking of the Senate seats most likely to flip partisan control. Alright, so let's get into this. Here we go.
I'm still playing in Photoshop. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Archaeologically, you can tell when people start growing corn because suddenly they haven't seen any more cavities. Ah. Yes, berries. I used to pick blackberries and leave small piles in the ground so the critters could get some without getting stuck by the bush. Interesting. I've got a blueberry and mulberries.
Heck. Why am I like this?
Yeah, the squirrels here love mulberries. The squirrels here love mulberries. My parents' mulberry tree gets like ravaged by the squirrels each time. You gotta beat the squirrels to get the mulberries.
Oh, okay. I can do this later. Man, I get into something and I have a hard time stopping.
Yeah, I feel that.
Alright. Now I've got the screen pulled up.
What? Feeding corn to deer is illegal in New York? Boo, that's sad.
That is sad. A lot of things are illegal in New York for no reason.
True. Alright. Pennsylvania, an open seat in a state that the President Joe Biden carried, remains the most likely to flip, but flip where? The 4 other states have moved around slightly.
Yep. Had to swallow my tea first. The top 10 Senate seats most likely to flip are based on CNN's reporting and fundraising data, as well as historical data about how states and candidates have performed. As the cycle heats up, polling and advertising spending data, I can't make up my mind,
It's the
will
same.
also become factors, or our ranking first published in March, which was updated in April and again in May.
Two other Biden states are trading places, with New Hampshire leapfrogging above Nevada. If true, it's true that Biden carried the granite state by a wider margin, but potential GOP candidates' options there are enough to move it above the silver state for now. Of course, that could change if 2 big-name Republicans in New Hampshire pass on the race.
Two Trump states are also switching spots. Florida is now above Ohio in terms of likelihood of flipping. Democrats have done better recently at the presidential level in Florida than they have in Ohio, and that's all the more relevant now that Democratic Representative Val Demings is running against Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Democrats already had a candidate in Ohio, Representative Tim
Yeah.
Ryan, but the increasingly red state is tougher terrain for the party. However, this is fluid. It's still possible that the messy GOP primary in the Buckeye state will be just the opening Democrats need.
Ohio is a prime example of how former President Trump continues to hold enormous sway over the GOP with Republican state Senate candidates competing for the attention of his supporters in his rally in the last month. Trump's endorsement may not be enough to force other candidates to drop out. See North Carolina. The idea of running without his backing in a GOP primary does seem to be enough to keep some candidates from jumping in. See Georgia. Let's see here.
Oops. The start of July marks the beginning of a new fundraising period, which means more candidates are likely to launch their campaigns, having waited until the end of the second quarter so as not to report lower total from an incomplete quarter. Check back here for CNN's next ranking, which will be updated after second quarter fundraising reports are filed later this month.
So I have a problem with the idea that they're going to make predictions based on what fundraising reports. Like, I understand that there's a correlation between like how much money you have and how much money you spend, generally, or can translate into you winning, but that's not always necessarily true. I think that what they should be trying to assess is turnout, the probability that someone will turn out to an election, and then how probable is that person going to be to vote for your candidate. Like, I don't know, it seems to me like just trying to use bellwethers, like how the presidential election went and how fundraising campaigns are going. I'm not sure if that's a good, I'm not sure if that's like the metric, the only metric you should be going by. I'm not convinced that this is a proper way of doing it. My husband hit a deer with his Honda, only dented the end of the roof. Ooh. Ooh. So here, they're trying to say that here are the most likely to flip. Incumbent Republican, so this, they're saying it could flip to Democratic. I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. Georgia, they're saying that Georgia seat Raphael Warnock could flip back to Republican. I think, is that what the idea is? I don't know. In the specific case of Georgia, I mean, like, if the Democratic Party doesn't do anything or continues to act or continues to like be as milquetoast as possible, not really getting any like serious solutions, then how are they going to then go to the citizens, the constituents of Georgia, and say, well, now vote for me again, right? I don't think it'll happen the same way. I think that they'll lose that energy, they'll lose that momentum, specifically in Georgia, because like in Georgia, there was a monumental effort to get Raphael Warnock and Ossoff elected, and that was dependent on a lot of campaigning and campaign progress that drew a lot of on the ground work, on the ground game that delivered these two seats in against, I would say, against the odds. And now, if you don't do anything or you don't try to attempt to get stuff done, how are you going to go back to those same constituents and say, well, no, don't worry, you just got to keep voting for us? Like, it's hard. You're not going to have the same turnout. You're not going to have the same energy. Don't they almost weigh their campaign money on whether the runner is higher in favor? I don't know. I do think that gerrymandering should be illegal. I think that partisan gerrymandering is a it should be done away with. I don't know how we would replace that. Maybe a independent council can do like districting based on population or something like that. I'm not sure, but definitely, specifically when it comes to gerrymandering, that is even more toxic. I would say that partisan gerrymandering is about as toxic as like undue influence and money in politics. And let's see who else is on this list. Wisconsin incumbent Ron Johnson is keeping everyone guessing. Will he run for a third term? I don't know. In Wisconsin, I don't think that they can flip that seat. I don't think they can flip that seat. Oh, your camera died.
God damn it.
The Republican of Texas and the Supreme Court will support gerrymandering. We're doomed. Yikes. Districting should be headed by political scientists. There's a number of them who would work extensively in the field, and they would do a far better job if left to determine it without people wanting to increase their chances of winning. Yeah, like it would it would be something to the effect of like some type of independent coalition based on like population or whatnot. I don't know how you want to divide it. Would be the ones to say, okay, well, as of 2022, Florida has X district or X amount of representatives based on population, the census, whatever, however it is that it's determined. The point being is that it should be an independent council or coalition or committee. I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm just not on board with this partisan gerrymandering that like is unbelievably, first of all, undemocratic and unbelievably like toxic when it comes to politics, and just about as damaging, I would say, is almost just about as damaging as like undue influence of money in politics. So I don't know. Even if Ron Johnson decides to retire, that's not guaranteed in Wisconsin that you're going to have a chance as a Democratic candidate. It doesn't mean you shouldn't run, but I'm just saying. Back for a bit. What are we chatting on? Molding about the clearly I think that the idea here is the implication is that there's a possibility that like there's a they're thinking that some of these are going to flip. And if they do, that's not good. I think it's going to flip in favor of the Republican Party. Republicans are no longer without candidates to take on Democratic, who's running for 6... Oh. Okay, so in Arizona, they're arguing that it's going to be Democratic because the Republican Party has nobody to send against them. Yeah, I don't know. New Hampshire, Nevada, and Florida. Oh, Marco Rubio is up for election. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. one who speaks out, the ones who spoke out a few months ago all agreed that policy, the form of national electoral policy should be drafted and agreed upon in this country, and all states should adhere to those policies to make it simpler. They should leverage one thing for another to get people on board. For example, you could counterbalance voter ID requests with the right with, say, automatic voter registration, an easy way to pacify dissent while maintaining election integrity. True. South Carolina needs to ditch Graham. True. How can we create jobs where there is none and disregard jobs where there needs to be? I'm not sure what that means. So keep an eye out for these 8 important races. Oh man, this is gonna be fantastic. Oh, there's 10. Sorry, 10. So Missouri, Ohio, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Arizona, Wisconsin, Georgia, Pennsylvania. These are things that that we should be paying attention to. This is again another chance to make a difference. I understand that it's tough, it's not the same, and a lot of us don't have the same attitudes that we did. A lot of us may even be frustrated and disillusioned, but we have choices to make, and I don't think that we should cede the tools that we have available to us. We shouldn't cede those tools. I left South Carolina because of Graham and his views on how women should be. I have little rights. But I have little rights. Cool, Miss Nix. I'm glad you were able to leave. Graham is sure something else. True. Lurk time, hey! Alright folks, it is 12:13. Way past my time. But we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid. Thank you guys for stopping by. Appreciate that.
Are we raiding?
Yes, we're going raiding, so put on your Viking caps. Yes, and our choice shouldn't rely on the team. Yes. If you mean like team sports, playing team sports with politics, I agree with you. In fact, I hate like the fact that like we are even at this point in time where like politics are so like team sports like that it's toxic. And talk to your representatives. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Guys, these are all tools. Hold on, folks. If you guys don't already follow Surfer Go Goody, check them out. Oh, please, folks, follow Lost Sue. Let's see who else we got. Check out Jesse's YouTube channel. Please follow Doc Binwin. Please follow the fastest growing beard on Twitch, Dr. Heemdout. Thank you so much for the raids, guys. I appreciate it. Just to make sure I got everybody. Thank you guys all for the new follows. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. Thank you for the Psycho 366, Pagan Communist, Celtic Frosting, Faced Stabber, Bilderberg, 455 Crown, Digital Bean, Proxy Echoes. Thank you, Java Bolt. Thank you for all the follows. Trump drove me to vote Democratic. I'm not sure I will do that again. Well, the thing is, like, literally vaccinated, a lot of people aren't voting. Like, okay, so just to be clear, the reason why 2020 happened the way it did is because a lot of people weren't necessarily like voting for Biden as much as it was voting against Trump. Does that make sense? So my point is that this isn't a tenable strategy forever. You have to give them something to vote for, okay? You have to give people something to vote for, okay? This is an untenable strategy, what they're doing, and I suspect that if anything, it's quite possible that they're going to get swept. Quite possible that these 10 races all go, like, in the more important areas, all go wrong, and it only takes these two, or like this one, to go wrong, and that's it. And then we go backwards.
I don't disagree.
I mean, that's really close to TOS, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let that one go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's my exact point. Most people weren't really like gung ho about Biden. I'm sure some were, but like the majority of people just wanted that guy out. Okay. That trick. That's a one trick. Pony right there. It's not gonna happen again. You're not gonna drive up that energy again unless you work for it. The here and now, unless you give people something to vote for, you lost. You lost the plot. The Democratic Party lost the plot. Unless you start, like, instead of just continuing to point the finger and saying like, these guys bad, so therefore you have no choice except to vote for us. That is an untenable strategy, and they need to wake up to that if they want to win. Yeah, I know, Alio. He's going around saying, "Oh, I forgot to do that article." He was going around saying that he might consider running. Who knows? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the way, guys, this week is going to be a special week, so I highly recommend you guys follow the channel. Hit the follow, do the YouTubes, like, comment, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff. Because
I have decided to grace you all with my presence.
yes, our wonderful co-host is going to spend a week with us. Summer vacation, guys. Biden's foreign policy is pissing me off. Well, a lot of things are not up to code when it comes to the Biden administration. Let's just leave it at that, right? A lot of things
piss me off.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're doing what we can within the time that we have, with the tools that we have, right? So, get familiar with your representatives, your state senator, your senators. Get familiar and pay attention to these races. There's 10 of them. You, as much as you as a person, can help. But it really has to be all of us, right? It really has to be a push to try to do the most amount of good for the most amount of people, right? That's what we should be striving for. We should always strive to make this better, right? As much as possible. Yes, 10 races that are coming up in 2022 that are important. So pay attention if you live in any of these states, because this will apply to you. Again, get familiar with your representatives, know their names, petitions, and contact information. Shoot, your thingy died.
No, I'm going. Here we go.
Enjoy your week off. Yeah, she gets like this awesome stuff. Do you give money in races you can't vote for? No.
I don't know what your problem is.
I don't. Can we? Can we give money to races that we can't vote in? I don't know. All I know is that I can bring awareness to it. I can ask people to spread the word, and especially if you belong in these states, or if you're a citizen in any of these states, that's you. Alright, folks. Oh, you totally can? Well, then that opens up opportunities. Anyone can donate to anyone, really. I get solicited out of state races all the time. Interesting. Something to think about, folks. Something to think about. If you don't know, the system doesn't know, so you can.
Oh no.
Interesting.
Oh no.
Every single tool that you have at your disposal, we should be able to use. On that note, folks, thank you guys so much for stopping by. As always,
every one of you.
Yes, please stay safe. And donations are anonymous. Yes, as we saw. Any American can donate. Got you. Proxy Echoes. Good luck. Have fun. Thank you guys. Stay with us. We're heading over to MR. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. As always, we love you all, and we hope to see you guys in the next stream.
See
ya tomorrow. Join us.
Bye.
12-hour stream. Pog. No.
No.
I wish.
12 hours streaming anything.
I
Maybe
wish.
Skyrim or Starlink. Okay.
Yeah, unless it's like a 12-hour game stream. I could play games for 12. Well, I don't know. Listen, it's hard. Okay.
I know, you poor thing.
Alright, folks. It would be pretty poggers, not gonna lie. True. Maybe for a charity one day. Alright, we're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Bye.